This is the iPhone 12 Pro Max and it's been around 2 years since this device released. So this is my long-term review of the same. First of all, this is a big phone and a heavy phone as well. This thing weighs in around 228 grams and I feel that heftiness whenever I hold it. I mean, look at it, it's big. So I really don't think the 12 Pro Max, or for that matter its successor the 13 Pro Max, is for people with smaller hands. Even when I keep it in the pocket, it feels a lot bigger than other smartphones out there. Now, we just talked about being big, and that's one way of disadvantage. But it's also an advantage. This phone has a massive battery and has one of the best battery lives on an iPhone, just under its successor iPhone 13 Pro Max. So while traveling or when I'm out for a longer period of time, this is a phone that I could count on. It can last insanely good, and that's not something that happens with most of the phones out there. Now also a bigger phone means better display and better media experience. So watching content is too good in this device, and the sound is also very well distributed on this one. Okay, when it comes to playing games, that's also one of the interesting things on this phone. I'm not a big gamer myself and I don't play much games, but the experience was actually better on 12 Pro Max. I really can't compare this with other devices as I rarely play, but I can confidently say this is great. Now also the notch here. This notch is actually the same size as the notch on the 12 or 12 mini, but as the display is big, the notch looks smaller and disappears a lot faster. Okay, now let's talk about the build. This is one premium phone. Glass back with a stainless steel frame, it really looks good. But there are two things here. This frame collects a lot of fingerprints, but that can be easily avoided using a case. The other thing is this camera bump. Clearing this is a lot harder and it picks up dust very easily. Now talking about internals, this was Apple's flagship top of the line smartphone and it definitely has that feel when using it. This phone has Apple's A14 Bionic chip, 6GB RAM and 256GB internal storage, and it never lags. Gaming, casual use, heavy use, this thing flies through tasks. Actually, that's expected through a phone that costs more than 1.2 lakh INR and it delivers. This also has 5G network reception, which is currently not available in India. But one thing I felt is, this mobile was able to receive signals when so many other mobiles around are not. It has better signal reception. So finally, let's talk about the cameras. Here I'm not gonna bore you with the specs, and I feel that's not important for an iPhone. So let's look at the samples now. The cameras are really good, and these are some of the best cameras that I've used in a while, and I liked them. Also, if we move to the night light, there is not a big difference between 12 or 12 Pro Max or 12 mini, but the only change that I see is, if the 12 mini takes 4 seconds to capture a photo, the 12 Pro Max used to capture the same in 2 seconds. Thanks to the bigger sensor, in half the time it was able to do that. But that's not a massive difference that everyone observes, right? Now portraits do look a little better due to the LiDAR sensor, but that's on top of already great portraits on 12 or 12 mini. Videos on 12 Pro Max are also one of the best. So guys, that's my long-term review of the 12 Pro Max. Hope you guys liked it. We will talk in the next one.